Man, defense attorneys have to get up way early. I could never have that job, getting up by 10. Oh, whew. I have hard enough time getting up at 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor, and I'm going to be throwing all sorts of frivolous nonsense all up in this place because I am a jerk, and I'm going to make it hard for him because I'm a jerk. Whatever. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, or there will be no Christmas this year. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Ah, snap! Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. And also the backbone of this whole entire messed up situation. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Probably not, seeing as how your track record with making people do that's very spotty. D. Vasquez. I am a producer for Global Studios. Oh, that actually went out pretty well. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. Dot? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Oh. You took the wind right out of his sails. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. I don't think she's wearing pants. Looks like a dress to me. Honestly, she kind of looks like an old-timey... Well, no, that's not the right hat. I guess for a second I was going to call her like an old-timey flapper girl, but honestly, no, not even in the slightest. Not sure why I thought that. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Oh, did you now? The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. Oh, did it now? There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Or did you? I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Or were you? At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We also ate the bones, evidently. I'm going to assume that this is a point where that's going to come into play. It seems, I mean, otherwise it would have made no sense to bring that up. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. Torpedo. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. Huh? There's a van at Studio 2. Indeed there is. They had him take me in that, along with Hammer's corpse. I thought it might be risky to walk. What with the monkey's head toppling over? Uh-huh. I smell shenaniganery. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, you cross-examination. Do it right now. That's not a sentence. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Well, there are 2 cases after this game, so it's only the final battle of this specific case. But whatever. I went to the trailer, a little before noon. Yeah, that's all well and good. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. So precise. That seems pretty precise for a smoker who's all hopped up on the wacky tobacco. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. Edgeworth, what's your deal? The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. Same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please, stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Oh, whoa, what fun it is to have on a one-horse Edgeworth sleigh. All right, I guess we'll just press her on some stuff and see what we got. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. Nah, I think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Alright, so we're gonna be all dodgy all up in here, huh? Alright, so tell me about this fatiguedness. You were sat around in a boardroom and ate a steak. How do you get fatigued doing that? Eh? I demand answers! You floozy! Hold on! You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me to the Studio 2 van. Oh, all right. Okay, kind of thought we would get more from that, but apparently not. Marushka, how about this? You and your 15-minute break. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Like I give a singly-dingly dang. I don't. What on earth was that? Sounded like a speaker exploded. Did I just go deaf? What? That was weird. Sorry. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. He slammed the desk like a dork. It was a 15-minute break. And what did you do? Oh, right. You already told me that. Whatever, doesn't matter. Press you on the matter. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. Okay, fine. I mean, do I just present the steak plates? Is that something I just do? Like, steak plate, found in the employee area. I mean, I guess it would get my point across, but it's not the specific evidence I'm looking for. Interesting. Okay, well, let's just look at this one steppy at a time. Okay. Actually, let me take a look at this evidence first. The autopsy report, 10:15, 2:30. Okay, We got the spear. Mr. Monkey's head fell 2:15. We got a path to glory. Got a guide map. 5-year-old photo. That's not gonna help too much right now. We got steak plate. Apparently, the van is gonna play a role in everything here. Okay, unless it's not the steak plate, then I'm not sure what it is I'm gonna have to do here. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Okay, I feel like this is gonna be a terrible mistake, but I say... Objectione? Ha! As I thought. Did I actually do it? You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But you're thin as a rail! But I say you did not! What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? He said with extraordinary pompousness. Exactly my point. And just for the record, I think I stopped giving Edgeworth an accent because it's all too apparent to me that I'm going to have to be reading his dialogue a lot. So I'm just giving him my default voice like I am Phoenix and the judge. It just makes sense. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Now, I didn't take a photo of this, so you'll just have to take my word for it. There were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Ooh, I got her to get a little cranky, Miss Vasquez. I banged my desk because I know you hate it. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too! Oh, so tempted, so tempted, so tempted. Okay, I've been getting things in the comments that, like, saying the wrong thing can sometimes get funny dialogue and the like. Also, people really want me to inspect a ladder, but I can't go back to Studio 1 where the ladder was, so that's why I didn't. But I don't know. I'm sorry about that, but okay. You didn't eat the steak. You ate a boneless steak. Is that even feasible? Whatever. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. Like that incinerator? I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the steel... Picking on salmonella. She probably did both. She was meeting with the steel samurai. Dun 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 dun! Order! Are you saying? I am saying, yes, Your Honor. I was using my vocal cords and everything. Ah, she isn't wearing pants. I knew it. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the steel samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands! Ah, laying it on. I'm accusing you. Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? Narrabra! What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let them claim what they want. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that that would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. I like to think English is her 5th language. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's talk it out. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh, yes, the samurai spear. Yeah. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. And I smoke heavily. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Well... You could have pushed Hammer on the fence. Maybe you just used the samurai spear as some sort of distraction. So, you didn't. I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha! You see? Yeah. However, that has no bearing on this case. Whack. Meaning, the samurai... Oh, sorry. The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What is the meaning of this? My beard is shocked and awed. The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I do. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. I can. Okay, well, I can't hand the spear. He's carrying it. The only thing I have is this. That shows that I got stabbed on the fence. Is that what I need? Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know that you're going to present the wrong evidence. I consented too, with my fey blood. Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing. Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. Alright, so that was completely off base. Then I don't know what I'm doing. I need evidence that it wasn't the weapon. The spear itself? I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Sorry, guys. I guess that was my first super screw-up of the series. I made it pretty far, all things considered. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duck-a-dead tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this? Through the chest! Are we implying that the costume was body armor? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... I am... Oh, silence! I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. No. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear is not the murder weapon, what? How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? By Jove, I can! Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? Trick question. Yes, I would. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then. It was the fence. So I wasn't entirely screwing up. I just was in the wrong sequence of events. Look at this photo. But what is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Yes, it is. Also, why are all photos in black and white? That's kind of confusing. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the west side. Why did I... Sure. I don't know why I thought it would say that, but sure. Not a word was leaked to the west side. It was close kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Everything. Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Actually, you know what? That makes sense. It would also, because he died in the Steel Samurai costume, that's where all the blood went. And they just chucked that in the incinerator. And then when they threw him inside his costume, most of the blood had already come out. That's why there wasn't any at the crime scene, or the alleged crime scene anyway. Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Dun 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 dun! Has happened again. I'm running out of gasp noises to make. Mr. Wright, continue! It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the moida. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then, she done did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago! Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Actually, yeah, that is irony. Funny. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Ronk, let's say for the sake of argument, the Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And the evil Magataka-Taka-Laka-Daka's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute bronk? How could I have disposed of a body? Well, you used the van, duh. The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death? And I am all over the place with this guy's voice. Then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? That wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with this body? She had another way. Well, I bet she couldn't move it. She couldn't deal with it. She had another way, obviously. What if she had another way to carry the body? Other than with her own hands? For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to deal the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that boudet! Wow, I just said booty. Sorry. Interesting! Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. By using a flippin' dinkin' van, duh. Take that, why don't you? Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Oh, look at that, look at her face. She's all like, oh snap, he's figuring me out. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards. Oh, whatever. So we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. Dun dun dun. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the Magistrat's costume. Oh, now what? Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Well, duh. It's been previously established that Sal Manella will do quite literally anything D. Vasquez tells him to do. Of course he'd help with a murder. Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright, and you look friggin' genius. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? Really? Huh. Okay. So, what happens next? Don't question mark me! Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. But, wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez! So it was you! You killed Jack Hammer? This is like 7 different types of awkward. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. Ow, I bit the inside of my mouth. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? What? Huh? I do? I thought it was pretty conclusive. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? But you done did it! Miss Vasquez, you did it! That wasn't the question. Did you do it? No. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I'm not sure that question helped this court get any closer to a verdict. What do I do now? Okay, fine. Testify again! I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Ronk. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. By the way, this is not a Russian accent in any way. I don't know what I'm doing. Damn! Got the double cheeseburger to come so far, only to fail. Oh, come on, that can't be the end of that nonsense. I refuse to believe. As it seems, there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Objection! I'm sorry, what? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Okay. I see. Very well. Objection! Your Honor! I request that the witness testify again! You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see why we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Isn't that what I brought up? Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Mumph! Well, yes, indeed. Verily, I say. Ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Humph. Nick, why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one who said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that, Edgeworth. Maybe he isn't so bad a guy after all. I mean, the trial was gonna straight up end there. So, I mean, he saved us here. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the baddie. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, and Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying, "He done did it." I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Because finding a dead body is completely and totally just every day for you? I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Twist her like a cork bottle. Right. Okay, so really? She was just all like, well, dead person. Don't mind me, gonna go get my director's notes and head home. Nothing suspicious with that. All right, hang on, let's just jump over there. The assistant, Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was all like, hinger-dinger-derg, and I'm old. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. And you can just do that legally? You asked to be left out? Yeah, it seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There's no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Interesting. I went to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Yeah, but why? There was a dead body. Yeah, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Keep pressing, keep pressing. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we would not be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could it, wait, you could, You didn't know he was dead until you got there. At least that's your story. Oh, yeah, I guess. Phoenix, come on, dude. Miss Fuskies, please. Objection. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness' last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't have been rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to known about the murder before going to Studio One. Ha! Edgeworth! Dude, you are redeeming yourself, bro. I might just stop calling you Captain Pompous. Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Humph. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had the perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. But you weren't there! How would you know that? How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her, or everything we've done till now has been for wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him! Okay, well, then that last segment, they wouldn't have added that so dramatically if that wasn't important. Okay, you knew he was injured. You knew he was injured. What does this mean? Because you knew he was injured. I don't know what I'm doing! Okay. I need to stop stressing out so much. Let's think about this. Okay. Knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Well, then why'd you go to Studio One at all? Like, okay, I already pressed her. I went to the trailer to get the scripts and direction notes. The triumphant music isn't gonna work when I'm not being triumphant. I can only assume that since I pressed it, I pressed it, yeah, she knew about the injury because Sal told her. Okay, good, that's good, which means there had to be a reason this was added, and it's not giving me new information. Oh, boy. My brain. Okay, hang on, oh, boy. I don't know. What am I trying to prove here? I went back to the trailer to get my script in with the direction notes. I asked to be left at the here. Yeah, he did it. The power showed up. He only said there. Blah blah blah. This has got to be it, but none of my evidence helps in this regard. Then again, the directors. I mean, I know the script and stuff was in the studio. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! I don't know anything about anything I'm doing anymore here. What? Okay, hang on. Let me look at the press dialogue again. Up at the injuries. I knew because of Sal. He told me. Director. Okay. I have absolutely no clue whatsoever what I'm doing here. Let's just cut ahead to when I figured it out. All right? Okay. See you then. Okay, that was an extraordinarily suspicious thing she just said. Let's press harder on this. Hang on. Where were the other employees when he got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. But, boy, the witness will continue her testimony. Oh, okay, so apparently that meant absolutely nothing. Fantastic! Fantastic. Okay, hang on. I need to stop cutting because every time... Oh, She says like, oh, there was a dead body in front of me. You expected me to actually remain calm? Calm enough to just kind of meander your way on over back to the location where your production notes are and go home? Of course, I mean, come on. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Sigh. Press harder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murder body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? Huh. I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Huh. Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Bauer doesn't really stand out. We often left him out of the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Ow. Huh. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue. Crap cakes, nothing I'm doing isn't helping! Ah! Press everything! Bring every possible bit of information out. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silent. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. That has nothing to do with the bearing of anything! Ah, come on! Give me more info! Give me something! Give me an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing! Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai, but you just said no one was thinking logically? Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera, she's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. Huh. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. Crab cakes on a Tuesday afternoon named Sally! Okay, then it has to be a piece of evidence on this specific thing. I don't freaking know. It's all about contradictions. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I'm just throwing things at people now. No, of course, no, that's absolute jargon. The van has nothing to do with anything, but I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm grasping at straws here. Haha, crap. I gotta figure this out. I'm so close. Wait! Okay, no, dudes, I got it. Oh my God, it was so obvious. I am sorry, I am an idiot. Okay, here we go. She's saying that she knew Hammer was injured. Hammer wasn't injured, Will was. That just further buries you. Can I please select the evidence? Thank you. Take that. I said take that. Or objection, whatever. Throw the book at her. Throw the dictionary, Webster. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. Huh? What? There we go. So, why did you think Hammer was injured? Because he was limping to imitate Will. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured on the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Yeah, oh, I got her now. I already said it was Sal who told me, but Sal was there. He knows it was Will. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw Hammer limping and just kind of assumed. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer's limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He's an actor. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Montezuma's revenge. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly! Does my spiky hair not convey my point? Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Ha! We're done here. We got this. We got this. Witness, can you refute this claim? Hermf. Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Oh, why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he's fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Well, it was self-defense, admittedly, but you still did it. I don't care about those. I don't care about the reasons behind how he died or why you did it or why he came after you to attack you and you self-defended yourself. The point I'm trying to get across is Powers didn't do it. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there was a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Of course I can't prove it. She doesn't have a motive. Nick, no. Saying you can't prove it now would be admitting defeat. She'll get away. But what proof could I possibly have? I don't care if it's impossible. You still have to fight this one. Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. Well, it wasn't... Whatever. This has got to be it, right? Yeah. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. No, sorry, that was the judge talking. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? Yeah. Humph. 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Also, it fell asleep, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Enough. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Well, I am loving this team-up thing here. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you've only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. That's creepy. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. She had no motive. It was self-defense. Montezuma's revenge, I'm telling you. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? Triumphant music of the samurai. What? Your Honor. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then, Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him for all of those years. I win. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Get out of here with that, you stupid-looking lady. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No. No. How could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please. Please don't die. Please. Did this Manuel guy have sentimental value to you? Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again. I did it! Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant Mr. Will Powers. Totes not guilty, yo! Yeah, it feels good, bro. It feels good. That is all. The court is adjourned. Oh, thank the Chrismany Criminus. Okay. Everything's good. Everything is good. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for a murder makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Because he was jealous, maybe? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because children all across the world love you, and he hated you for that. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting on a kid's show, and as the villain to boot. Because for some reason, I guess that's a thing, whatever. The kids love the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. I am also rather glad that I somehow managed to pull that out. Congratulations, Whoop. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Uh-oh. He doesn't know. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick! Edgeworth! Whoa, he is very cranky looking. Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Sniff. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Yeah, well, considering how many sequels are in this game, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's probably unlikely. Well, yeah, we're gonna see each other a lot. Mr. Wright? Is this guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals! Right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Yeah, I'm kind of missing something too. Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And then Phoenix doesn't say anything. And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing the accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kid shows again. Oh, well, that's fantastic. Oh, hey, look, did they really go through with that, really? Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and the assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that Whoop gets to play the lead again? Wait. Will Powers is playing the lead of the Pink Princess? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. That's an extraordinarily weird acting change. The end! I remain triumphant! I might have made a few follies along the way. A brand new episode has been added. That's pretty sweet. What is it? Turnabout goodbyes. Alright, so this is the final case. That's the final case in this game as far as the original cases go. So, but there's the fifth one that was added to the DS, which is also added to the port on the WiiWare, which is what I'm playing, but I had to use 100 Wii points. Whatever. In summation of what we have dealt with today, I might have made a few little trip-ups here and there, but ultimately, I did not fail my client. I proved Will Powers innocent. He gets to go home. He gets to enjoy life. He gets to continue his job in acting roles and all that good stuff. And I made the real bad guy get caught for it. And I feel good about that. In the next part, the fourth and final case, not counting the bonus case. It's confusing. Point is, we're doing that one next. Turnabout goodbyes. I'll see you all then.